Strange power outages, which are not supposed to be termed as doomsor, is better than the era that actually gave us the Akosombo Dam, which has been mismanaged by him and his party. One district, one factory, which I do not want to get into in terms of are there working factories in every district. One of Ghana's best eras of industrialization, where we built so many, Kwame Nkrumah built so many industries that down the line have been mismanaged. On the one hand, one district, one factory, to him is way greater than Gihog Distillery. Even though I don't care, please pray for Ghana. Now, I don't care. I don't care about politics. I don't care about everything that I feel doesn't concern me because I have my own issues to deal with, Charlie. If I don't care, it doesn't affect me, right? Well, today on I Don't Care, we are talking about Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. Yes. So earlier in the year, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was announced as the flag bearer for the ruling party, the NPP. So down the line, we've all been waiting for who will be his running mate because, you know, in the NDC, former President John Mahama already had Jane Nana Opoku on his ticket. Yes. So now we were waiting for who it will be. So earlier, the rumors started that he had selected Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. And then people started talking. We're about to get into that. We'll take it from what people were saying and then right down to his recent comments. I'm paraphrasing, but it's almost what he said. Since 1957, no government has done better for Ghana than Addo era.
Messi since 1957, back in there, mo famo Kwame Nkrumah no, mo famo. Obia di wa ba di mampanya, wa bo Ghana ho ban, e di Ghana kola nim, say na Addo dankwa Akufo-Addo. Me can say, ya di Jawa, ne di Oswa, ya di Jano no, of us why ye manu ya akono, eti na ye jina yamba de see 2008 the BCBO.
When I started the video, I said it's not as much about arrogance, it overshadows things. To me, it's about perspective, where we are looking at things from, or where the person who is the potential vice president of the land, how he assesses issues, what perspective he sees, or what lens he looks through. So he thinks that this era is way better, above and beyond, than the Kwame Nkrumah era. So in his perspective, he made that statement knowing very well that what they have achieved in these past 8 years, almost 8 years, is way better than anything Kwame Nkrumah ever achieved. So I sat down and I decided to think about it. Based on what he said, I'm trying to break down what his perspective is. And this part, I'd like to read because I wrote down some things. So in his perspective, all this is from his perspective based on what he said, because based on what he has said, it has opened the room for us to compare two eras. He's saying that strange power outages, which are not supposed to be termed as doomsor, is better than the era that actually gave us the Akosombo Dam, which has been mismanaged by him and his party. He's saying that free SHS is greater than the era that brought advancements in education in terms of primary and educational facilities, as well as universities. So people have listed so many schools that Kwame Nkrumah built as compared to the current era. But I don't even want to go there. I'm saying that he's trying to say that the whole free SHS policy, which is a pivotal part of his era, is way ahead of somebody who extended to building universities, teaching colleges, primary schools, senior high schools, so many of them. He's saying that this era of free SHS is way better than any of those things Kwame Nkrumah might have done. He's saying that one district, one factory, which I do not want to get into in terms of are there working factories in every district? What was the whole procedure of the funding? Did people get the funding? What is the output? What have they been able to? I don't want to go there. So what to him, one district, one factory policy, which doesn't cut across, though I don't want to go there, is better than Ghana's one of Ghana's best eras of industrialization, where we built so many, Kwame Nkrumah built so many industries that down the line have been mismanaged, but some have stayed because till now, Gehog distilleries is still around. So on the one hand, one district, one factory, to him is way greater than Gehog distilleries. He's saying that in an era of constant fuel prices, where fuel is always increased, and as such, those who pick trotro taxis and all, those buying fuel into their cars, it's like those who pick the trotros are paying every day. There is an increase. GPRT is always bringing an increase because they say that they cannot afford the petrol. Otherwise, they'll make losses. They cannot afford spare parts. He's saying that that era is greater than the one who builds the thermal oil refinery. You are saying that Ghana Beyond Aid speech, when after all that, we went back to IMF to seek funding. So Ghana Beyond Aid, but so down the line we brought mobile money so that we won't go for aid. But we skipped mobile money and whatever I brought to still go to IMF. So Ghana Beyond Aid speech is better than a pioneer in even organizing not just the country, but also the formation of OAU. Ghana Beyond Aid speech is better than a man who, after he was overthrown and exiled, not better. We are not comparing the men. We are comparing errors. Comparing the men, no, that's not a fair assessment. It's not even logical. They are two different people, but we are comparing the errors. So Ghana Beyond Aid speech is better than after a coup d'etat, the person's ideas were so good that there were other countries that named him co-president. His ideas were so good that there was a school in Zambia named after Kwame Nkrumah. But Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh is saying that this era is better than that era. Now, he's also saying what he's saying, in essence, he's saying that what do you call it? Outrageous import duties. That is the import duties that are causing the cars to be so expensive. The people who are selling cement are saying that's why it's so expensive. Things brought from abroad or other items, they are so expensive because of those huge import duties, those levies, those COVID levies and other levies you are paying, but we don't understand. That era is way better than the era that actually constructed, the leadership that actually ended up constructing the Tema harbor. So all things at the harbor that come, the duties are so high that people can't afford things and things are becoming expensive. You are telling us that this era, you are telling us that this era is better than the era and the leadership that actually created that harbor. There is a lot I've written, but because of time, because I don't care, I try not to speak so much. I only want to give us the points, then we all think through. As a Gen Z, as an older person, as a younger, way below Gen Z, whoever might be watching it, saying that Kwame Nkrumah is saying that there is a perspective of how he sees things, but the way he sees things seem very different from everybody who heard that statement, including his own party people. I watched something and the person was saying, you remember, you noticed that after he said that, he paused, meaning he had regretted. No, no. These are all semantics. Like, don't come and throw dust in our eye. He said what he said. He believes what he said. If he didn't believe it, he wouldn't say. Since then, he said that it was taken out of context. He hasn't explained what out of context means, but then he's saying it was taken out of context. I end by saying this. If this is the perspective of our potential VP, then we might be in trouble, because things that we see as things where people are crying that times are hard, and his own party people have admitted that times are indeed hard. He's also telling us that times are hard, but it's not hard compared to something. That is why I'm ending, because that has always been one of the characteristics of this era. Even 7.5 years later, they are comparing to the previous government we voted out. So they keep talking about Mahama era. Meanwhile, we voted him out. They've extended. So it's not like is Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh is standing on one side. No, it's something his party does. They're always comparing to other areas. So he just extended it by comparing to Kwame Nkrumah, who we all know that was wrong, because it is not true what he said. So if we are still comparing to our Tamils, John Mahama, then he's not wrong for going to compare to Kwame Nkrumah, just that it is not true what he said. As always, I don't really care about all this. I'm just here to talk. Those who will listen will make a fair assessment. Those who won't listen will at least know my perspective in looking at things. All I can say at the end of I don't care. Even though I don't care, please pray for Ghana.